Hello, this is Ishan. In this week, I've not been able to complete it as yet due to time constraints, but this is a implementation of an RPG game editor. Before explaining it, it will be better to show it instead. So these are my grids over here. If I click on these grids, what you are seeing now is my grass tile. If I select grass, then it is grass, and if I select the sand tile, then I'll be drawing sand. Okay, now if I press the undo button, then it clears my tiles by one, and pressing the clear button clears all my tiles. So in order to be quick within my video limit, I'm just drawing a simple map, maybe a sand here. Okay, I'll just keep it up to this because the the character right over here when I play is now visible, and it still doesn't interact with the tiles as yet. So when I press the right key, it moves right. Pressing the left key, it goes left. Down arrow key and up arrow key. Okay. Now this is pretty much the end of my program, and as you can see, it's quite simple. Although my number of lines in the code is 38. Well, before beginning my program, I would credit Digibody at Divine Art for his player sprite, and the links are right over here. Do check it out. And now moving on, as you can, I'll be explaining the code now. And as you can see over here, I have my links ready. These have been uploaded to Google Drive, and to following up, we have our tile sprite, which selects which tile we have to add. So if I press this grass button, then I'll be able to add grass, and same thing for the sand. Velocity is my horizontal and vertical velocity of my character. My speed of the character is 3, so when it's running it moves 3 pixels. Direction is, if I load my sprite of my, suppose the running sprite, in a moment. Yes, as you can see, these are my animations. So when it's moving towards, when it's facing the right, it's 0, but when it's facing the left, it's 1. 0 and 1. Okay, now moving onwards. Move is obviously set to false because I don't want my character to start running in the first place when I run my program. Now I'm ignoring discussing the play because you will be able to understand it yourselves. I'll instead go with my tile class. Over here you can see that I have an init method, and it has a tile list which is empty right now, and for x in self tile list, so that I've used it so that whenever I click on a tile, it will draw all the tiles, and inclusive of sand. So right now these number of tiles are now present in self.tile list, and using the for in loop, it draws the required tiles. Now grass and sand, and now this is the player class. This is a bit big. What I've done here is the position is initialized to 25, so when I play, the player spawns right over here. Frame is set to 0 because this value has been used, because if it is 1, then it won't spawn, and you will be able to understand it if you have seen through the sprites video class, and you will be very able to understand very well. Now moving on to my draw method, it takes my canvas and direction. Obvious, because canvas and the direction, um, if not edit, that is if it is in player mode, then it will draw the image of my sprite, whether it's standing or moving towards left or right, irrespective. And here, or update, if I press the right or left or whichever arrow keys, then this will decide where it will go. And animate, it's just suppose if I'm moving around, then this function is used to animate my sprite. Okay, so that's it. Most of my uh, explanation has gone beyond class player. Mouse handler is a bit important. So over here, history has is a global variable, and if it is in edit mode, then wherever I click, it will append a tile object to my rather a tile. Yeah, it will not exactly append a tile object. It will add a list which states where my position of my tile will be and what sprite it is. Okay, and it also adds increments the history value by 1. Quite easy. Now key down key is quite simple. um, if it is left, it will move left, right, down, up, and move is set to true, and player.sprite becomes sprite run, so it's running. When I remove my key, over here there's an algorithm which I have made myself, and what it does is if my key log is 0, then only will it stand. Suppose I have a left and then a right, and then I release my left key. What it actually does natively is that it simply stands, because key up has detected a key. There is a key up handler that detects a key up, and then it stands, and irrespective if you have pressed the right button, it won't move right. Let me explain it a bit using my program right over here. I'll be quick about it. Okay, moving to the center. If I press right key and then I press the left key, and now I've released my right key, do check the control, and as you can see that pressing right, releasing right, now pressing left, pressing right, releasing left, pressing left, releasing right. Um, this is a very comprehensive control that is visible in most video games, and I found this very effective. Otherwise, if we haven't introduced this algorithm, what would have happened is that if I press the left button, for example, and then press the right button, and then I release any of the keys, then it will just stand irrespective of whether what happens to the other keys. So that's it. And basically what it does is it makes the if I release all the keys, the sprite will be now sprite stand, so it will be standing in that direction, and move will be set to false. This is my timer handler, my draw handler. Right over here you can see that I'm drawing my tile object, my player object, and since a draw handler has a native built-in timer, I use my player.update function, so it will show where my character currently is. In this, you can see a series of canvas draw lines. I could have used iterations, but to save my own time, I've used the copy paste method. What it does is whenever I'm in editor mode, the grid lines that you see is basically the result of all this. Great. And finally, I hope this is the last time left. Okay, this is my timer handler called tick. So if I'm moving, then player.animate is called and it's animated. I thought I missed that one. So anyway, and now at the end of my program, I create my frame, my canvas, my labels and buttons, my timer, and the last two lines, the create tile object and the player object. So this is pretty much my entire program. Do check out the links to create your own designs, and maybe you could share it, and that's it. So maybe I'm thinking that if I have time, or if I think to do so, I'll continue this project for the next week. So good luck, and I hope you have been able to understand how to add sprites, how sprite animation works, and that's it. Have a good day.